Hi everyone, and welcome to KV Core Training Video 1. In this training, I'm just going to quickly go over some lead capturing capabilities of KV Core. I will mention the website, but that will be a different video actually discussing how to edit that. So the first thing obviously is to log into KV Core. I know some people like to do it through Enterprise. Some people just go to kvcore.com. It doesn't matter as long as you get to this home page. Real quickly, I just want to mention down here, it says Open Training. KV Core has done, I believe, what they call the top 10 videos. These are very short videos, but give you a great overview and a little bit of detail into different things that KV Core will do for you. And then I also want to point out this website. If you go to support.insiderealestate.com or just go to insiderealestate.com and look for help articles, this one's actually conversion, but if you go down here, there's KV Core and KV Core training. And so there are a lot of videos already done there. Okay, so with KV Core, you as an agent have a website. For most people, it is your first name and last name put together, .exprealty.com. Basically, it's very similar to whatever EXP email address you have, but without the dot. So if we go here, I am in Jeff Rose's account. So jeffrose.exprealty.com. Well, while that loads. So going here, so I mentioned the website. All of the listings in the MLS, which are viewable online, will be found in or on your website when somebody's doing a search. So your website is a lead capturing device. As far as I know, there's no way to tell the website when to capture somebody's information. So if I'm doing a search on the web page, it's going to ask me to register at some point. And I don't know of a way to delay that registration or to speed up that registration. So it just does its own thing. So what you can do instead is what we're going to talk about here. So if we go over to lead engine, we're trying to capture leads. And everything here just kind of comes back to your website. But I'm going to show you some squeeze pages, and I'm going to show you how to create a landing page. Squeeze pages are by far the most important. One thing I should warn you about: when you create a squeeze page, you will be given a URL, the web address for that page. That URL updates. So what I mean by that is if I today create a squeeze page for open houses, it's obviously going to show what open houses are coming up this weekend, those that are in there right now. So what I mean by it will update is that I can use that same URL 3 weeks from now, and I will see houses that have an upcoming open house. I'm not going to see the ones that had an open house on today, the day that I create the squeeze page. So what I recommend doing is opening, say, a Word document and call it squeeze pages, and type in there squeeze page for Bernalillo County, squeeze page for whatever zip code. So that way you can save all these different URLs, just cut and paste them into your Word document and save it. And then whenever you want to have that URL, you can just go grab it from Word. You're not having to come back into KV Core and set it all up again. There is no place in KV Core where it saves those URLs. So after you click off that page or create a new squeeze page, the link still works, but you have to know what the link is. You can't look it up again. You just have to start from scratch. And okay, there it goes. Okay, so we were just talking about squeeze page. What is a squeeze page? A squeeze page is going to be a website that allows a person to see either a link or a list of whatever you've told it to be. Open houses is the one we've been currently discussing. And then at some point, and this one you do get to delay registration on, it will say, hey, I need you to give me your name and email address. So I'm squeezing them for some information. Okay, I'm going to close this because it's slowing down my computer, but I will show you that on another video. So for the squeeze page, even though you're only going to have one domain, you still have to click on that and choose your domain, and then click the Start Building button. Since I have the video program running in the background, my computer's pretty slow right now. It usually doesn't take this long. So just as an FYI, your computer's probably already finished loading the page at this point. Okay, so as you can see here, there are 3 different kinds of squeeze pages we can create. A multi-property, a single property, and the seller squeeze. So the multi-property is what I kind of mentioned before, is your list. So you have a bunch of different options, such as with views, fixer-upper, price reduced, just listed. So you can pick an option, and that is the list that will show up. So like we've been talking about open houses. So I can put in an area, price range if you want, and then when you go down to the options, you would select open houses. So that way I'm providing someone with that list of upcoming open houses. As far as I know, I don't know where there is a list of all the different areas possible. I know that certain neighborhoods have been uploaded into here. I know obviously different cities have, counties, of course, zip codes. So the city and the zip code and county are the easiest ones. Those will automatically come up as you're typing in the information. Neighborhoods, you can try it, and sometimes it'll come up, and sometimes that maybe the one you've chosen isn't uploaded. For these listings like this, where you're just looking for open houses or fixer-uppers, etc., having a broader search range is usually better, especially if you are going to use the URL multiple times. If I say, give me open houses in 87114, this week we might have a bunch. But a month from now, when I want to use this same squeeze page URL, there might not be any. And so it would look kind of strange. So for these, you're not trying to give this to one person. There are listing alerts for that. So for this, I would try to do something very broad, either an entire county or an entire city. I probably wouldn't break it down into zip code unless you know for sure there are always lots of whatever listing type in that zip code. So I'm going to do, see, and at first it wasn't finding Bernalillo, but then it finally came up, and you can see that they do have different things, but we're just going to go with the broad one. And then I'm just going to go down here. To options and do open house. So your source, you do not have to fill in anything in this box. It's just for you personally because there are some analytics that you can do. So you can track, I want to put this squeeze page on my Google Plus page. And I want a different squeeze page that I'm going to put on my Facebook page. And then I can compare which one I'm getting more leads from. If you're just going to, upload it to your website, then you can put website. So you can put whatever you want in there. I generally end up putting things on Facebook, so that's what I'm going to put. You kind of do the same thing with your hashtag. The hashtags can work in different ways. They're always going to show up when you capture a lead from the squeeze page. So you may want to put a hashtag that will help you know exactly the URL or exactly the search criteria or exactly where you put your squeeze page link. So it's completely up to you. It's just kind of helpful. So when you have a new lead, looking at the hashtag quickly will tell you where the person came from. I tend to match my hashtags with the purpose of the link. So in this case, it's for open houses. So that's the hashtag that I would use. And you don't have to put a hashtag, you just put whatever you want after the hashtag. So open house. And it's wanting to go to, you have to use a hashtag that's there. And it didn't take me to the one that I wanted. There we go. So if you're putting them on Facebook, I don't know if you've seen with links, Facebook does a preview of the website. And so this is kind of like a list of photos where it will pull that preview photo from. And then you just click generate link. If you are creating a post, then you just use your short link. If you're actually in the ad builder and say you're going to do pay-per-click ads, then you would need this long one. But if you're just doing a post, just do the short one. It doesn't hurt to do the long one. And certainly if you're saving these in your Word document, save the long one. And you may also want to save the short one. So this is your multi-property one, and we can try to see how quickly it'll load up given my computer limitations at the moment. We'll see. Decently quick. So you can see it takes you back to the web page. I have previously logged in, and that's why it has my name up there at the top. But a person would come pretty closely to this page just from your website. This gives them a head start. So this says this person has already started a search for this. But now they can go in and change it. They're like, I only want to see open houses for 3-bedroom homes. So they can modify their search criteria up here. So closing out of that, so that is your single property builder. Your multi-property builder. Now we'll go to the single property. So the single property is if you have a listing or if you have permission to advertise somebody else's listing. So we already went over the source and the hashtag. The listing ID is the MLS number. So whatever the MLS number for the home is. If somebody has an unlisted property, you cannot create a squeeze page for that property. And this right here is kind of what I mentioned before, the delay registration. So for here, when I create this link and send it to someone, I can say, check out my house at 123 Fake Street. Here's the website. They will go to this web link and they can look at that house and see all the information on that page. And it's only if they click to the next thing to try to change the search or search for other houses or see similar houses where it's going to say, whoa, 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 I need you to register, please. So I always recommend doing the delay registration because I know for me, if you said, hey, check out my listing, and I go to it, and as soon as I hit the down button to scroll, it's asking me to log in, I'm probably going to give you some bad information. So just by putting the delay registration, if they're actually interested in something, then they're more likely to give you that correct information. So, and then it's the same thing. So after you put in your MLS number, hit generate link, and it'll give you the 2 URLs. For seller leads, what it's going to do is create a page that asks a person for their actual home address because it's basically wanting to do a CMA. So just putting these things in. See if it'll connect. Come on. Seller. Nuts. Why on earth did it do 2 of them? Now for the sellers, I would only use it for maybe 6 months, and you'll see why here. Generate link. Copy. As we all know, different season will change the price. Buyer's market, seller's market, did interest rates go up? So any information given to a person is changing. Okay, and so here's what I'm talking about. You can see right here where it says recent similar sales and then the average price. This one I have not tested to see if it will update the information. So definitely want to check that out before giving somebody this link again. Honestly, as great as this link is, you have this page essentially on your website, except it doesn't give the recent similar sales automatically or this the average price, because this page you create specifically for different zip codes or different areas. So it's a nice tool if you have a market that you are targeting. So if I wanted to run an ad right now for this area of town, you could totally create this seller's page and put it out there. So that is the seller's page. And so these are the squeeze pages. Landing pages are different because that is where you give information to someone, be just written information, the promise of more information, or possibly even a video. And you ask something from them, and then it'll go to the next page. So what I mean is, let's go here back to Lead Engine. And I'm going to close our seller page. So you can see there on the left side of Squeeze Page, we have landing pages. And so once again, you pick your domain. Most of you should only have one option. And then click Start Building. The way the landing pages work is their KV Core created some templates that you can use, and you can make some modifications to the template. There are different types, which I'll explain. There's different backgrounds you can use, or you can even use a custom background now. But once you hit the save button, you're done. You cannot go back and edit something. So if you finish this page and you click save and you take the link and you open it and you're like, oh my gosh, I misspelled the word sale. I put S-A-L-E instead of S-E-L-L. Then you're going to have to start from scratch. So you definitely want to make sure the page looks exactly the way you want it to look before you hit save. Just kind of buyer beware. So for the landing types, this one that says lead generation, that's basically what this page is. It's going to ask for an email address, and it says, hey, please give me your cell phone number. This page will come to KV Core, and KV Core will assume that the person is a buyer. So if you use this lead generation page to try to capture a seller, it will confuse KV Core. There is a way to work inside the system, but for every single lead that comes in, you're going to have to go in manually to that lead and make changes. So just know, if you use lead generation and you're requesting an email address, KV Core will think the person coming in is a buyer. The only time they think it's a seller is if you do an address capture. So the two that I would recommend is lead generation and video lead. Video lead is great for agent attraction. It's also great for buyers if you want to put out like just maybe you talking about how much knowledge you have about the town, I'm trying to think what else you might want to share. You could even talk about, I help my buyers in these ways. A lot of you had done some stuff at the gardens. So you can, I can get you that video clip if you'd like to use that and put that in there. Just a great, hey, get to know me, not just, hey, I want to help you buy your house. So let's just do lead generation just so you can see this real quick. So the submit button text is this right here. So in this case, this person's saying, hey, I'm going to give you a list of good deals. And you can do the same thing. So all you have to do is click on any of this verbiage and you can change it. Free weekly list of fixer uppers in ABQ. So actually this works with this. So see the list now. And so basically this person would come into KV Core as a buyer. So perhaps you've already created a squeeze page of fixer-upper properties. And so that's what's going to go right here. After they click see the list now, you want them to go to a web page. And this is true for whatever your landing page may be. If you're trying to connect with other agents, then maybe you take it to your careers page. If you are, wanting to send a list of open houses, then send it to your open houses link, whatever it may be. If you have a team page and you're saying, please like our team page, then that's where you want to direct them. So wherever you want them to go after they hit see the list now, that's what you would put here, this URL after login. It's optional, but I highly recommend doing it, even if it's just to your exprealty.com page. The hashtag is also optional, but definitely something you want just so you know why this person came in and exactly how they came in. So for this one, I might put fixer up because that's the list that I've promised to give these people. And then this was the background I was talking about. They have different ones here to choose from. Or you can even do a custom one. So I think this one is lady. We'll do kitchen. That's a really nice kitchen. And after you change any of these, it'll kind of reload the page a little bit. So you can see they've definitely updated this kitchen to be what it is. You can even click on this text. If you enter your cell, we'll text you cool stuff. So you can click on that and change it. And then here, once you hit save, it gives you that same warning. Can't go back and edit it. And then this up here in your bar, this is the landing page URL. And once again, there's nowhere else in KV Core to find that link. So if I click off of this page and I haven't saved that link anywhere, it's gone. So definitely save it in Word, send yourself an email, something. And then this button right here is where you can share depending on what things you have connected to your account. You can log into any of these and send it there. I usually just cut and paste, and then we'll create a post in Facebook. But those are our two main ways to get leads in here that are free. Obviously, there's other things you can pay for, but those are the two big ones. And in our next video, we'll look a little bit more at the actual kvCORE website for agents. Thank you.